Alright, I don't know how I'm gonna record this video because like I just woke up. It's like 8:30 for me right now, and I need to make this video. Today, as I'm recording this right now, it's August 7th, but as you guys watching this right now, it's August 8th, 2024, aka 10-year anniversary for Five Nights at Freddy's. Saying that right now, I just literally almost teared up. What the hell? Five Nights at Freddy's has been a series that's stuck with me for a very long time. It's a video game franchise I never left, and I feel like I'm gonna continue to not leave because, I mean, I love it to pieces. I have so much Five Nights at Freddy's in my room that I'm probably not gonna get rid of. like, look, hold on, let me show you. Look, I have a security breach poster right here. I need to take this down. Yeah, but in all seriousness, no, I'm not really gonna make like an anniversary video or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna make like a video message about like my experiences with stuff and like hope somebody sees it, you know? I don't really expect anybody to see it. I just kind of want to make it like a diary message to like me 10 years later. And if me at the age of 25 is currently watching this, did I make it? I think I'm just gonna talk about my experiences with the games and all the way up to the recent media. Alright, so the first game, I remember a lot. I don't remember like way much when I was like very young. This series came out while I was like, how old was I? I was like 5? I was like 5. Yeah, I was like 5. I was really young, so like I probably don't remember much. And my feeble little autistic brain just saw them as like creepy dolls and they scare the crap out of me, and like it's supposed to, you know? I feel like the most from like what I remember Five Nights at Freddy's is like when the first 4 games came out. Yeah. Cause like it's a lot, you know? Like I remember watching FGTV play it. I remember seeing Annoying Orange. I used to watch a lot of Annoying Orange when I was little. I remember like seeing the cover art for Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy. He literally looked like a wad of poop. Like, don't you guys see that? I'm sorry, that was immature. Anyways, yeah, I really feel like I started getting into this series around 2018. Because like I was like less scared of it, and I was like growing up more, which is, you know, kind of sad. But still, you know, I'm becoming a fan of it. Anyways, I think how I got more into a fan of it was like I remember like putting on a video like jump scare compilations. I remember just like staring at my TV and going like this and trying not to like, you know, get scared by them, which I think kind of worked, you know. I remember having a friend in school. I think his I'm not gonna call him by his real name. I'm gonna call him Old Sport. I'm gonna call him Old Sport because, like, you know, it's a famous name.
Why, hello there, Old Sport.
Oh yeah, Old Sport and I would just quote the Pie Nations videos, like 5 a.m. at Freddy's. We would quote that constantly, and it was so funny at lunch. And I think it was around when Help Wanted came out, when I really wanted to play the games. Yeah, I think it was around 2018, I don't know. Yeah, it's like my mom had a friend over, I think, and I was like, Mommy, can I get 5 Nights at Freddy's? It's only like $5. Yeah, go ahead, sweetie. I got it for you. Thank you. And it was not the new port like you guys have today. You guys had it so good. Oh my god. It was more janky, like the lights were like different sound effects, and it was like, it ran on like 3 frames per second, dude. It was so funny. I never had the PC version. I actually recently went over to my friend's house. It was not the same friend I was talking about earlier. And he had like a PC, and I actually he had Five Nights at Freddy's on it, and I played it on the PC. It was so much fun. I totally did not CD plus my way through that whole game. Like I forgot about it. I was like playing the first night. I was like, wait a minute, CD plus, Big Bang Boom. I already beat the first. I already beat all the 7 nights. I gave it 3 stars immediately. Yeah, speaking of 3 stars, actually, I remember when I originally played the first game on my iPad, I think it was after the, port got updated. It was during COVID, and I remember getting all 3 stars in that game, and it felt so good. I remember one time on a Zoom class, I literally just looked up to the screen, and I remember Old Sport was there too. Old Sport was in there, and like, I showed the iPad up to the camera, like, look, I got all 3 stars in Five Nights at Freddy's. They were probably all confused, like, oh, that's great, Finn. I feel like only Old Sport knew what I was talking about. He's like, congratulations, dude. Yeah, I also remember playing it a lot on my, PlayStation. So, PS5, there's a PS4. Bingo, PS4. I remember playing it a lot on my PS4. And I remember switching over to the PS5. Bang, bang, boom. Yeah, flex, yeah. More on FNAF. Five Nights at Freddy's Dos. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was very chaotic for me. It's one of the only games... Actually, FNAF 1 is one of the only games I 100%ed. I 100%ed very few games. FNAF 2, I've still not been in 1020 mode yet. 1020 mode sucks. Huge battles. And... I really don't know why. It's so difficult. I remember trying my hardest to beat it on the iPad, and it was like insanity, dude. And like, I remember just crying. It was so hard. I hated it. The game is probably one of the most like complex and like really easy to get into games, in my opinion. And if you have not played it, I heavily recommend it. Or like any of the FNAF games, I really recommend it. I don't know. I feel like I don't really remember it as well as the other games. Like FNAF 3, for example. FNAF 3, I remember a lot of FNAF 3. And like, I don't know, I remember during the summer I used to like try to beat as many FNAF games as possible. Like I would constantly ask my mom like 3 days that they're buying like the second game, like, Mom, can I Five Nights at Freddy's 3? And she's like, Finn, I just got you Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And I was like, but I beat it. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is an okay game for me. I like the true ending. Like, I like how you get the true ending and stuff. It was fun, And, like, I don't know, the game for me kind of seems a little difficult. I try my best to try and beat it and stuff and try to do Night 6. I haven't done Night 6 on the PlayStation yet, but I have beat Night 6 on my iPad long ago. FNAF 3 is a controversial. It's a good or bad game. I think it's a good game. I think it's a good game, I think not all FNAF games are bad. Okay, and like FNAF 3 was like the peak popularity of the whole franchise, so I wasn't really there for it. I was like still in kindergarten. all right, let's talk about the big spooky one. Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
The first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I really hurt my bicep there. Jesus Christ. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is a very horrifying game. I remember seeing all of it when I was little. I was like, hell to the no. Seeing the jump scares, they looked like literal Satan's spawn. I feel like every time I would try to play it, I would like feel so scared. It's like one of those games I really wanted to avoid because I don't like it. Still, FNAF 4 is a really great game, and it's one of the only FNAF games I actually haven't beaten yet. I think it's like the only one actually, yeah. But still though, it's a really great game, and I really gotta get back to playing it sometime. Yeah, anyways.
Was that the bite of 87?
Let's go off with a good old Sissy Location.
Exotic Butters.
So Sister Location is a game I remember a lot. I think the first time I ever saw it was like seeing Dan TDM's thumbnail of it, or like FGTV. I think it was Dan TDM's thumbnail, yeah. I don't know, it was the thumbnail of this when I made me like first see the games and have my own opinion on it, which is kind of weird because you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I was like 6 or 7 when it came out, so like yeah. Playing it on the PlayStation was really difficult. Night 4 sucked. Night 4 is the worst night you could ever... Okay, I hereby decree that Night 4 should be declared as the worst night in Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, out of all the 5 nights, Night 4 is the worst, because I've always gotten stuck on Night 4s. Alakazam. There you go. Night 4 is officially decreed as the worst night ever. I remember the cupcake minigame absolutely sucking, because I hated it. It was so difficult, the controls sucked, you are on such a, like, strict time limit, and it was the absolute worst. Okay, FNAF 6.
I always come back.
I feel like FNAF 6, I don't remember much, but it's a game I do come back to a lot. I haven't gotten the blacklisted ending yet, which is interesting. I remember when I got the connection terminated ending or the completion ending, and it was. I remember when I knew what the ending was. I've already seen it before, like many times on YouTube, but when I had it on my actual TV, I started tearing up because, like, I don't know, it's just something about the darkest pit of hell that made me go, good memories. It's really fun to come back to that game. I love that game. The fandom argues that game is the best game in the franchise, which I heavily agree on. And yeah, I mean, it's only like 4 animatronics, so it makes the whole thing like really fun. And like the whole thing keeps you on your toes, and you're not on like a time limit or anything, which is nice. Helpy is like one of the cutest characters in the whole thing. It's like he's like the one character in like a cartoon that would always like kept getting his crap handed to me. All right, Ultimate Custom Night.
My friend, you have met a terrible, terrible demise.
I don't remember much from Ultimate Custom Night. It was a Custom Night was the only game I did not play. I don't know. I just really felt interested in it. You know, it's a game I kind of wanted to play, but like. I don't know, I just really feel interested in it. It's still a great game though, but like, it marked the end of the original point-and-click franchise and the beginning of a 3D franchise, which started to really get me into the games now. So, let's talk about Help Wanted.
This would be like terrifying if you controlled the cameras with like an Oculus Rift or something.
Help Wanted, in my opinion, is my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game ever. It's the game I played the most, and it was the first game from the franchise I've ever beaten. Like, I remember when I played it for the first time, I felt true fear when I only pressed a button. I remember being on my controller, I remember I was like, wait, can I go to like the price counter? I was like trying to get to it, and like, I got there, my whole body shook to the core. I was like, oh my god, I pressed a button. It was so funny, you should have been there. I remember getting my PSVR, and like, it was so much fun. I loved it. I still had a lot of fun doing it, and I want to do it again sometime. I still have it on my Quest 2, and I still play it every now and then. I might come back to it, because, like, I get so much... I don't really get scared from it much anymore, actually. Speaking of merchandise, this is the only piece of plushies I ever got in my life. I got the Freddy plush, and I got the Dawko plushie. I remember when this thing was a thing. I remember when Dawko announced this thing. I remember seeing this thing, and I loved it so much, and I really wanted it. Wow, I haven't looked at this thing in a very long time. I'm getting a lot of nostalgia from it. Still, Help Wanted was really fun. I remember getting the DLC. The DLC was very... I don't remember playing the DLC much, actually, because, like... I mean... I feel like the only time I ever would play it was, like, if I wanted to just get the, Vanny mask from the corn maze. And I hated the corn maze. It sucked. It was difficult, but fun. I remember like watching a lot of YouTubers do it and like giving tutorials. Like DJ Sturf was like, I'm gonna shout out DJ Sturf here because I feel like without him, a lot of modes from the game would not have been beaten. From him, because like I thank him for helping me beat the game because he's a really kind person and I want to meet him someday. Blush Baby sucked. FNAF 1 was awesome. FNAF 2 was horrifying. It's still awesome. FNAF 3, I cheese FNAF 3. You want to know how to cheese it? Play the audio while constantly rebooting the system. There you go. You beat the game. GG. I don't know. That's it for the quest board. Like, I feel like if you do nothing in the quest board at all, and just, even if you try to die, you'll still beat it. I don't know why. Parts and Service is one of my favorite levels in the whole game. It's such a classic. Yeah. And like Vent Repair was horrifying. I love Vent Repair. Night Terrors. I hate Night Terrors. Night Terrors is horrifying. Glitch Trap is such an interesting character to me and I love him to pieces. Pizza Party and everything, and I remember just constantly just dancing along to the music. It was like at the credits. It's so good. So that's it for Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Let's talk about Special Delivery. first off, rest in peace. Rest in peace. I don't know what Olympics was doing. I think they like lost the rights or something. It was a really fun game. I remember playing it a lot on my phone and my iPad. It was really great. I don't know. I don't really think I really made much progress in the game, I think. And, like, I stopped playing it because the game was so buggy. It was not even funny. Now that the game is off the App Store, I'm so sad now. I wish I could play it again, but, like, I don't want to because, like, it's so buggy. I miss the old special delivery. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about special delivery. It's still a great game, a great concept and everything. Like, I remember seeing the trailer for it all being so terrifying. I was so excited. And it was like, it was at this time when I started to really get into the franchise. And like, I have like a lot of drawings I can show you actually. Let me show them right now actually. Alright, so as you can see here, these are all my drawings from the franchise. I have like this stuff in here. I think this stuff was like to promote the movie and stuff. I remember making this one. This is like a remake of an old drawing, can't find it now. And like this one right here, which is nice. There's more drawings in here, which I'll probably show in like a future video. And here's all the books that I own right here. Come on, focus. Like I have all the I like most of the Fazbear's Fright series. I own the graphic novels of the Ultimate Guide, which is also heavily inaccurate. Yeah, I also own the movie poster right here. Have you already seen? Security breach, and this poster right here, which is nice. Alright, so with all of that out of the way, let's talk about entering into the new and current era of Five Nights at Freddy's, the AAAs, aka Security Breach.
Are you having fun yet?
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach was an arguably interesting game in my opinion because it kind of brings a lot of heart to me. And I love it very much. It's a really great game. And when it came out, I was on the PlayStation 4 at the time. This little thing. This was this little thing. And it was buggy with a capital B. I got the game the first 3 days it came out. And dude, YouTube won't stop spoiling me. It wouldn't stop spoiling me with the spoilers. I hated it. I just wanted to play my game. And it sucked. I didn't want to get spoilers. I wanted to play the game firsthand for the first time. It was at this time when I really started getting into YouTube and stuff. I tried streaming it. And I had fun, I had fun. I think like the farthest I've ever gotten was like the daycare. I actually have the platinum for the game as well. And yeah, I'll probably show my achievements soon. I remember getting all the achievements in the game and like 100% again and everything. It was really fun. I really want to do it again sometime. People argue that Security Breach is not as scary as it is. That is a blatant lie. I remember having multiple like panic moments in that whole game. Like the endoskeletons. You know, little weeping angel, you know little weeping angel knockoffs? Those things? I hate those things. Those things have caused me multiple pieces of frustration and panic in my life. And like, it's one of those, it's like, the game gives me one of those, shit moments. Yeah, this game has a handful of shit moments because like, it's insane. There's a lot more to the game. Like Burn Trap and the blob, the spaghetti blob, and the mimic. We'll talk about Ruin. Yeah, let's talk about Ruin. Ruin was a fantastic DLC. A fantastic DLC. I remember getting all of the endings, the secret ending. I mean, that was fun. Yeah, I made that there. Alright, let's talk about the biggest piece of media that probably changed my life forever. The movie.
I always come back.
So the movie arguably is one of the best movies I've ever watched in my life. People think, oh, the movie isn't scary. Oh, it isn't gory. Oh, the red eyes. But still, I don't give a about the red eyes. I don't give a crap about the scariness or the goriness, alright? I love it. I love it so much. It's PG-13, goddammit. It's not gonna be any gore. It's okay. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. Not gonna be all red and bloodshed. The movie had great cast, great acting, great props. Jim Henson Company, the same guy that made the Muppets, mate, the goddamn animatronics, they look so good to the movie, and I loved it so much. I remember seeing the trailers and being so excited for it. Oh, dude, I was like shaking, and it was so insane. I loved it so much. Oh, like, and I remember seeing the YouTubers coming up to see the animatronics. It was so good. Like, I wanted to give them a hug. Excuse me? I remember one of my favorite, like, tropes in the whole movie was probably the torture machine. You know, the thing with, like, the spinning blades and stuff? This thing right here. I love this thing so much. It's not talked about. It's talked about very little in the community, which is kind of weird because I remember when the movie was coming out, it was talked about a lot more, like, during the production. They were like, oh, what is this thing? Oh, what is it going to be used for? While it only had, like, 2 minutes of screen time, which is so funny. Dude, I wish I could go back to that time when the movie came out. How long has it been? 1, 2, 8, 10 months. Oh my god, it's been 10 months since the movie came out. Dude, the movie's anniversary is in like... It's in like 2 months. That's insane. And I start school soon, which is insane. I'm going to sophomore year. I remember I was watching the Scott Cawthon interview. I remember saying how sad he was when he saw the review. And I was like, dude, critics always leave 1 stars. They always leave 1 stars. I don't care how people say how bad the movie was. It was so good. I watched that movie till I got tired of it. I'm not joking. I watched that movie so many times. One part, I'll tell you guys one part I will never rewatch the same way again. Was at the end, when the whole place is crumbling down, the animatronics are moving Springtrap away, they're carried to the safe room, and the whole angelic music is rising and everything. I remember I'm hunched over in my seat like this. I'm looking at the screen. I'm teary-eyed. I'm hearing this, and I'm getting a wave of nostalgia, a wave of all Five Nights at Freddy's coming in, and like, it was insane. And I'm gonna admit, that is one of the best moments I've ever seen in my life. Like, I feel like I will never feel the same way for another franchise or any kind of community the same way again, because Five Nights at Freddy's, no matter how long I've been in it or how very little I've interacted with it, stuck with me the most because it showed me that being a weird kid isn't so bad when you have a whole fandom with you for it. And I've loved a lot from it. I learned a lot from the franchise and from myself, and I love it to pieces. All the YouTube videos, Let's Plays, and everything. That's it. To all the new stuff that's coming out, it looks amazing. And it's... I'm not gonna lie, I do miss the good old days. And I wish I kind of was there for it. You know what? I have an idea. To mark off these 10 years of the whole franchise, I make a toast. I make a toast to every single member from the Five Nights at Freddy's community, from me to you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Costello, aka from Mark World, and I bid you FNAF fans to the next 10 years of the franchise.